Tonight, why are there ads in Australian movies? How can you buy Kylie Minogue? What's up with the littlest groom? And how's Ozzy Osbourne feeling?
Welcome to Mondo Thingo, where we gather together some of the riches of the entertainment world and put them into one easily accessed half hour. And tonight we have a show where music, movies, celebrities and happy circus freaks intertwine. But before all that, let's have a look at the stories that I thought were irresistible this week. Is it possible? Is that Courtney Love at a courthouse? Surely not. But no wonder she looks embarrassed. She was there for illegal possession of just 2 painkillers. I'm not kidding, 2 painkillers. Oh, this is really going to disappoint her fan. And listen to this. Yes, ma'am. She said 2 whole words without using the F word even once. Though if the judge had been a flight attendant, it might have been a different story. Bye, Courtney. Don't be a stranger. The Darkness are different from the usual darlings of the English music scene because they're actually really entertaining and talented. And when they arrived at the Brit Awards, they decided to go low-key, in a Hells Angels entourage kind of way. Oh dear, sounds like their carburettor shafts need reboring. Their overhead turbo cams are shot. Later in the night, they were thrilled to get 3 awards, including Best British Album.
Right, this is the award that we all secretly were wishing for.
But less thrilled when Justin Timberlake got his award. Will these award nights ever stop? At the NME Awards, the evening belonged to Ozzy Osbourne, who was named a godlike genius before making an impassioned speech on behalf of extremely clumsy bike riders everywhere.
Hi, folks. And look what happened to me just before Christmas. That was a great genius's thing to do, fall down one of Hitler's old bomb craters in my field on a motorcycle and breaking my neck, my collarbone, my ribs, and being in intensive care for 8 days along with a coma.
I think there's something in that for all of us. The recent New York City Toy Fair had some not very good news for parents. It looks like the next big thing will be toys that smell really bad, with names like Porta Potty Paul and Tony Anchovy.
They are absolutely disgusting. We have them in these containers here, and if you open it, it actually absolutely reeks. We've had people who can't take it. Parents hate them, kids love them, and it's gonna be a hit.
Ugh. The idea is if you squeeze them, they give off a bit like husbands. But on the upside, stink blasters will at least get kids used to how their bedrooms will smell when they're teenagers. Fashion design duo Richie Rich and Trave Raines unveiled their latest creations in New York recently.
Lots of pastels, lots of sequins, lots of fun, glamour, drama fun, fun.
Boy George took it as an opportunity to use up all his leftover eyeshadow. While, well, hello. Sure, he's good looking. I actually like them to be deep as well.
Diamonds, baby. Diamonds are boys' best friend.
No, deep enough. George, have him washed and sent to my room.
Amanda, I've got something to tell you and I think you're going to like it.
Let's hear it.
We got a new cameraman.
Containing my excitement so far.
And it's Barry Williams.
Barry Williams?
You know, Greg from the Brady Bunch. He's always wanted to make that move to behind the camera.
Yeah.
Tell me this is a joke.
No joke. And look at him. He's a natural.
I just can't believe it. The sexiest Brady brother right here at the ABC. Don't get me wrong. Peter was cute, but I've always found the middle child is just so needy.
George, I'm not happy about this.
No, look, I fully understand. I was a Lost in Space kid myself, but Barry Williams.
And he's such a fan of yours, seems to know everything about you. Even that early modelling career that you got so
OK, thank you, Shirley.
Actually, I think Barry's ready to go with the next intro, so let's...
Some of the new TV technologies coming to Australia will make it a whole lot easier to skip the ads. Great news for viewers, bad news for advertisers. So the ad industry is getting more and more aggressive with product placement. Nobody drinks water in a movie anymore when you can just take a swig of, well, this is the ABC, so we can't be too specific. But getting a sponsored product into shot isn't new. Even Humphrey Bogart knew how to do it. The African Queen is a Hollywood classic, which netted Humphrey Bogart his only Oscar. It also netted some prime exposure for Gordon's Gin in one of the first ever product placement deals.
I'll perish without a hair of the dog.
Product placement can be obvious,
But, fuck me, that was fast.
or deliberately ridiculous.
And it's the choice of a new generation. Shall we?
But increasingly, it's ubiquitous.
The whole purpose of places like Starbucks.
And it's here. James Grant Hay has just opened Australia's first product placement agency.
The reasons behind why we started this agency was really because we saw a niche in the Australian film industry to assist Australian filmmakers with essentially enabling them to save on cost of production.
The savings are often from props budgets. The Secret Life of Us aims to realistically reflect the lives of a group of people who, like most 20-somethings, don't mind a beer. So a brewery will donate their product in exchange for the national exposure.
Most of these products required for these films are incidental to the story plot. They're a necessity to the filmmakers.
Richard Weisel works for Norm Marshall and Associates, the Hollywood product placement agency which put James Bond in nothing but an Amiga and supervised his controversial transition from Aston Martin to BMW.
And based on that exposure, the Z3 back then in 1995 sold out before it hit the showroom floors, just on pre-orders and people seeing it in the film, wanting to get their hands on this cool new car. When Tom Cruise wore Ray-Bans in Risky Business, in the first 3 months, sales went from about 140,000 units to about 290. The same happened when he wore, aviators in Top Gun, because you get that halo effect of the character wearing the product, therefore it becomes this subtle endorsement, and hey, me too, it looks very cool, I want to get a pair of those sunnies.
Arnaud Lenoir is the marketing director of Apple Australia.
I think product placement as a marketing device is pretty important.
Apple has been so successful in associating its brand with fashionable creative types that producers wanting to show their character is cutting edge will use the shorthand of giving them a Mac. As a result, Macs are all over our screens, but only in about 3% of our homes.
Typically, we get asked by the producers whether we would like to have our product on a show. We then go through a pretty exhaustive process on whether that fits in with our brand criteria. Is it an aspirational show? Is it hitting the target market that we're looking at?
Style setter Carrie Bradshaw is one of Apple's most high-profile endorsers. And last week's episode of Sex and the City featured another product which is threatening to change the face of advertising.
No. Maybe later. Hello.
TiVo is a digital recording device that delivers your favourite programs neatly trimmed free of ads.
Thank you.
People aren't watching their commercials anymore. So if that's happening, advertisers now need to think in a more of a smarter way of how they can still sell their products to consumers. And product placement is the future.
Network 10 sales manager Brian Gallagher uses product placement as part of what are called integrated marketing strategies.
Big Brother was one of the first formats where we as a network really tried to move the barriers and the boundaries around a little bit to try and do some things that were proactive on the marketing side. And the first example of that was Pizza Hut.
Not only were the housemates delivered pizza, viewers at home were shown Big Brother themed pizza ads.
Pizza?
Reality television is God's gift to product placement, or perhaps vice versa. The Restaurant, a well-produced American reality series, was made entirely from product placement revenue. Of course, money buys influence, like in the Robert Zemeckis film Castaway.
The original plane crash scene was going to be mechanical. The engine was going to fail, crashes into the water, hence the next 2.5 hours of the movie. But we thought, you know what, it doesn't give a very good endorsement for FedEx aircraft. So we actually changed it to an act of God. So, any plane could be hit by lightning And that's what happened.
And so a courier company was able to deliver its message. And after all, isn't that the real power of product placement?
Like a Snickers bar and a seat.
Mondo Lingo, providing the must-have words for your vocabulary. This week, Ebonics. This is the vernacular of Black America, usually heard here in rap songs. For example, listen, my girlfriend is attractive, but my car looks great, becomes, yo, bust this, my biatch is a freak, but da hoopty is bangin'. Still no call on whether Ebonics is a foreign language for Scrabble purposes.
The Littlest Groom could be a heartwarming, not in a good way, Steve Martin movie, but it's actually a TV program that was just on in the US. Now, the idea is simple enough. Take the very tired Bachelor TV show, where a human Ken doll chooses his Barbie in a luxurious setting, only make all the contestants little people.
I want to propose a toast. First of all, I want to thank all of you ladies for coming out. You guys look very, very beautiful.
The Littlest Groom himself is Glenn Foster, a man who's been looking high and low for love. Although, admittedly, not that high. Doggedly avoiding anything like originality, this show hits all the marks. He gets to know them.
And the guy that I like is dirt bike rider. Dirt bikes, I'm all about off-roading.
They get to know him.
Come on, I don't bite. Stuart Little is my favorite book.
Did you read it when you were little or recently?
Both.
But this was on the hard-nosed US Fox network, where every TV executive is already on the road to hell. So obviously they were going to make things, quote-unquote, interesting. Cue bevy of average-sized nubiles.
Sorry about that. Hi, my name is Christina. I'm 21 years old. I'm from Pasadena, California, and I'm currently a student at PCC.
Great.
How have you been?
I'm very good. Yourself?
Good. I look forward to meeting you.
I look forward to meeting you.
This is why they invented the close-up.
When I first saw it, I was like, holy crap.
It's gonna be interesting. I didn't know this was gonna be the twist, but I'm ready for it. Bring it on.
And where else should Glenn get to know his new lady loves but in a jacuzzi?
I'm already in here. Come on in.
He's enjoying it. Heck yeah. That is living it up right now.
It's easy to be appalled by The Littlest Groom. Very, very easy. And doesn't it feel good? But at least it's given little people the opportunity average-sized people have always had of making really shameful television. OK, casting out reality TV now and switching to movies. And after Alexandra's project comes Rolf de Heer's new film, The Old Man Who Read Love Stories. It stars Richard Dreyfuss, although de Heer didn't originally want Dreyfuss for the role. So tonight in Mondo Movies, we thought we'd take a look at The Old Man Who Read Love Stories and a couple of other films where someone else might have been the one to throw all the on-set tantrums.
The Old Man Who Read Love Stories is the story of Antonio Bolivar, played by Richard Dreyfuss, a 60-year-old man who has spent most of his life in the jungle, and in his old age, he discovers he can read.
Doesn't have anything to read.
Then you brought him to the wrong place. I've only got mushy love stories.
No, detective or pirate stories.
Only heartache, hopeless love, and happy endings.
Yeah. That's almost as bad as the Bible. Sounds interesting.
Breaking up the monotony and isolation of Bolivar's life is the twice-a-year visit from the dentist and ladies' man played by Hugo Weaving.
I don't want to have to pay this slimy toad if I'm not going to be doing anything.
Director de Heer originally wanted Bolivar to be Ben Kingsley, Morgan Freeman, or even Nigel Hawthorne. But Dreyfuss delivers exactly what's needed. His atypically subdued performance still has real power, as Bolivar must confront his past and meets the challenge of a jaguar that's killing the local people.
A four-bladed machete. Claw marks. It's a jaguar, a big one.
Dutch-born Australian director Rolf de Heer has a fascination for isolated characters. Bad Boy Bubby, The Quiet Room, and here he also lovingly builds characters struggling with their place in the world.
Your brain is getting slow, old man. Should have done this before.
The jungle of French Guiana is the stand-in for the Amazon. It's both intoxicating and unnerving, like the film itself.
In the jungle, the one that survives
is the one that moves.
De Gea has created a romantic but dangerous landscape where Bolivar is able to open himself up to the world again. The old man who read love stories is an affecting journey and one well worth making. And with Richard Dreyfuss not being first choice for his role as Bolivar, we wondered about other films where someone else might have taken the lead. Who else but Martin Sheen could have played Captain Willard in the grandiose Vietnam War saga Apocalypse Now? Well, maybe Steve McQueen, who turned it down.
He was close.
Then Harvey Keitel was cast.
He was real close.
But after a week of shooting, he was sacked by Coppola and replaced by Sheen, who then had a heart attack mid-shoot. No one said making anarchic, ego-fueled, mega-budget movies was easy.
Don't look at the camera, just go by like you're fighting! Like you're fighting! Don't look at the camera! It's for television!
In the gritty One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, Jack Nicholson so owned his Academy Award-winning turn as McMurphy, it seems almost ridiculous that it was originally offered to James Caan.
Now they're telling me I'm crazy over here because I don't sit there like a goddamn vegetable. It don't make a bit of sense to me.
Rather than play this landmark role as a rebellious personality shut up in a psychiatric ward, James Caan decided to star in The Killer Elite, not one many people remember.
That is true.
Do not touch the glass. Do not approach the glass. You pass him nothing but soft paper. If he attempts to pass you anything, do not accept it. Do you understand me?
And instead of Jodie Foster as our beloved Clarice in the moody and intense serial killer detective story, The Silence of the Lambs, we could have had Michelle Pfeiffer or even Meg Ryan. And why didn't they just throw in Brooke Shields while they were at it? Even Anthony Hopkins wasn't a shoo-in for the iconic role of Hannibal Lecter because it was first offered to both Gene Hackman and Jeremy Irons. But honestly, who else could have done this?
Barry, what are you doing here?
Well, looks like I'm a cameraman for Mondo Thingo.
Yeah, and on my last show you're a lighting director and before that you're a cleaner.
Well, I'm a man who likes to keep busy.
Barry, I know you're a fan of mine.
Oh, all the way from Beyond 2000 to the chat room.
Okay, no one here at the ABC knows about that, all right? Now, why don't we just finish the close-ups in close consultation with the lighting director and then you're going to have to leave.
But...
Hey, Barry, don't make me blab this to New Idea.
All right. But Amanda, I just want to say that I think you're groovier than Marcia.
Oh. 12 years ago, American Jim Rose and his band of freaks contorted their way from sideshow obscurity to mass-market fame. He became the darling of high and low society and gave pop culture a tongue ring. And Australia has its own rising freak show, currently grossing out audiences at the Adelaide Fringe Festival. Meet the Happy Sideshow. These guys are freaks. It's how they make a living. They tour the world horrifying and amusing audiences with their hardcore stunts and love of the abnormal. So we thought Mondo should go and check out what it's like to be a loud and proud freak of nature.
I was in my pants. One of the main things is that we, as a freak show, we've all gone into this because we love what we do and we love the aesthetics of the freak show and the sort of, which is a little bit confronting, but at the same time it's strangely compelling.
Oh, this is the most dangerous part of the show. Because if I slip now, I'll poke my eye right out.
I am the Incredible Rubber Man. I was born with a rare genetic affliction known medically as muscular elastosis. And basically it makes my joints really elastic. My ligaments and my muscles in my shoulders and my elbows in particular, but also in my hips, are very elastic so that I can pretty much dislocate every single joint in my entire body without causing me any bodily harm.
I'm Chaga Lil, and I've been with the Sideshow since it started about 4 years ago. In the show I do a variety of stunts. I've been performing with hula hoops for the last 2 years, single hoop routine and a multiple hoop stack up to 20 or 25 hoops at the same time. I also do some fire eating.
I started training for sword swallowing about 9 or 10 years ago. I threw up every day for about 3 years of my life, training my gag reflex. Through meditation and internal isolation, I've learnt to control
the muscles in my esophagus that are usually involuntary.
I'm the MC of the show, the host of the show.
Roll up, ladies and gentlemen, roll up!
I also play a role in the sideshow called the Man with the Iron Skin. And I can snap pretty much any part of my body into a spring-loaded animal trap. I work a lot with beds of nails, and in this show I'm lying on 2 swords. I just go stiff as a board, and I lie on the swords, and the guys put a big block on me, and Frodo smashes the block with an axe. With the Happy Sideshow, we try and present an hour of really exciting entertainment, but off stage we're pretty much the same as other people. A little bit like the Brady Bunch, yeah.
You could say that. Wasn't there an episode where Marsha got her tongue pierced and I think Alice swallowed a carving knife?
Historically, there's been quite a distinction between a freak and a man-made freak. And a man-made freak would be something like a tattooed man or a sword swallower, as opposed to a real freak who was, say, the co-joined twins or the midget or the leopard man with a skin disorder. I'm a freak by association, maybe more than anything.
Now I'm ready.
Body and soul, I'm a freak, I'm a freak.
And hopefully when they see this Happy Sideshow they go, wow, those guys were awesome. Tomorrow I might do something a little bit different in my life.
Considering how often you see the stock exchange term NASDAQ on the news or in the papers, I'm really impressed that I have absolutely no idea what it means. But CelebDAC, well, that's another matter. CelebDAC is a stock exchange TV show where all the commodities are celebrities. Buy Robbie Williams, sell Danny Minogue, if you can. And I'll be happy if I can just corner the market in Colin Firth.
This is what it looks like when a popular BBC Three webpage game makes the leap to television. CelebDAC describes itself as TV's first celebrity stock market.
You buy a bit of Beckham, you cash in on Kylie, you make a mint out of Madonna.
This is no joke. It plays out like a real stock market, and all you have to do is register.
You go to the website, like 70,000 people before you, you register and you log on. It's so easy. My mother could do it. In fact, she did.
Hello.
Once registered, you're allocated some virtual cash to play with, and then you can get into the CelebDAC rough and tumble.
Names. Green symbols mean these prices are rising. Red mean they're dropping as we speak. Blue means they're stagnant and going nowhere.
Though Kylie's feeling decidedly bullish.
Oh, I've gone up, haven't I?
Yes, you've gone up.
How much did I go up by?
Well,
look, look at it.
I drew it.
I've gone up way past happy level.
Are you a good investment?
I'm an absolutely fantastic investment.
And it always pays to keep an eye out for the niche investments. And CelebDAC's good with the tips.
Celebrity couples, a sound investment.
It's like a merger. You know, their stock is going to absolutely shoot through the roof.
Those marriage details leak and the chart peaks. The wedding itself, especially if it's of the two-throne variety, can score serious CelebDAC points.
Somehow all the stock market mumbo-jumbo makes more sense using celebrities, and getting to meet those very local British celebrities is just a bonus.
Hi, I'm David Snedden, and I'm cheaper than a meal for 2 at Harvester.
Responding to over 1 million website hits a day, CelebDAC is revamping itself, and US TV is interested in the format. So, no sign of a CelebDAC crash anytime soon.
Oh, go on, Barry, say it.
Just once.
But I never said it even on the show. I mean, Jan said it.
Doesn't matter.
Do you want the cab charge or don't you?
All right. Marcia.
Oh, I love the classics.
Oh, and here's the $50 for telling Amanda she was groovier than Marcia.
No problem.
Next intro, Amanda.
Doesn't time fly when you're gawping at celebrities? Another show is over already. But before we go, there's room for one more little bit. Public access television is where non-TV people can make their own TV shows. How dare they? It's particularly well established in the US, where Gemma Wenger has a program called Revelation. Gemma's a teacher in LA who also describes herself as an evangelist, a singer and a pastor. And she puts all her spare cash into producing her half-hour show. No horrendous whipping and scourging Mel Gibson style to liven things up here. Just Gemma and a simple message of love, delivered very, very cheaply with hardly anyone watching. And a warning, atheists and Satan worshippers may find the following scenes disturbing. Bye for now.
Praise Jesus, hallelujah, God bless you. I'm Gemma Wenger, and this is Revelation. I feel like the Lord wants me to read this. The Lord said to my Lord, sit at my right hand until I make your enemies your footstool. And that's what God was saying to David. You sit at my right hand, hallelujah, till I make your enemies your footstool. And a footstool, we don't really have too many footstools nowadays, but you know, you put your feet on a footstool. You know, the footstool is not like the premier piece of furniture. It doesn't get the most attention. It gets the feet put on them. You know, it's not like the mirror or the couch or something like that. But hallelujah. And in Jesus, Satan is our footstool. Satan is under our feet. Look what the Lord has done. Look what the Lord has done. He healed my body. He healed my soul. Dun, 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 dun. Look what the Lord has done.